Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Justy,
And together we're losing it.
We both lost over 100 pounds by developing healthy habits.
And I also had weight loss surgery and used a GLP-1 medication.
And I used a GLP-1 medication and had skin removal surgery.
We're really passionate about helping people learn to live a healthy lifestyle by sharing our experiences.
But we're not doctors, so if you have questions, reach out to your medical team. And you may see our mascot Sancho pop up from time to time.
And all three of us hope that you find our content useful.
Welcome back, friends. It's 2026,
Yay!
the new year. Yay. New year, new me, JK.
Yeah.
That is not what we do. We are not new year, new me people. It's new
Nope.
year, same old, same old Justy and Steph. But we are going to talk about our goals today. I don't have anything written down. I don't know if you do or not. I know you've talked
No.
about yours on Instagram already.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and I've just been like, mine are right here. But because it's something that honestly, it's something that I think about anyway. I was thinking about this probably since like September, October. Like, where do I see myself next year? What is it that I want to address or obtain or whatever? I started thinking about it pretty early, and I think you did too. And so with that being said, I mean, nothing written down. I probably should write it down because in 6 months from now, I might be like, what am I doing?
Like, what are we
But we'll
doing?
have to refer back to
I'll
this.
do a post on it or something that we can go back and visit if we need to. What I thought was
Yeah,
interesting because we were talking about our goals before we recorded because we always talk before we record.
right.
And for the first time, ours are really different.
Very
Just
different.
a very different format, very different mindset, very different lifestyles that we both live and stuff like that. So that it's interesting that they are very different. So, and mine are very different, kind of, at least 50% of them are very different from my previous one. So it's good.
Right. Because I feel like we kind of rolled over a lot last year from the year prior, which
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with that because that really reinforces what you were trying to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But this just the fact that ours are so different, they're different from what we individually have done in the past, and ours are very different from each other, just
Yeah.
goes to show that like life changes.
Yeah.
Shit happens, life changes, and you have to kind of pivot with it and go with it because what I was aiming for 2 years ago is not what I'm aiming for now because my life has shifted quite a bit. And so has
Mm-hmm.
yours
Yeah.
because, well, my living situation is still the same. I'm just in a different state now than I was before when we first started doing this. But, you have your daughter and your grandson living there now and different responsibilities because of that. And, I took on with my husband, I took on a business and that's a lot.
Yeah.
It really is a lot. It's a lot of pressure. And when going into it, I feel like I thought because it was like I'm cooking, no big deal. It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It really, really is. And so it takes a toll on you because we did not just one, but two. And the second one was really just to kind of supplement the first one because it wasn't enough to have like we have the food meal prep business that hadn't really taken off yet. So it wasn't enough on its own. So we're like, well, what else can we do? So we kind of started the second one. And then
Mm-hmm.
that thing turned into a beast to where like people were requesting us and like they're calling us and emailing and messaging like, hey, can you come here? Can you come there? And we're just like, okay, okay, okay. And trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure it out. And being our first year of doing that, we didn't know what was good events to do, which ones are the ones we stay away from, because there would be times that we put the same amount of effort into setting everything up, going to storage, getting everything out, putting it on the trailer. Well, the trailer is typically already set up, but going to where we're going. Some of them were further away than others, and then you
Mm-hmm.
make like $80, and I'm like, we didn't even pay ourselves today. So
Right. Yeah.
you know what I mean? So there was like we
Yeah.
had a lot of learning
Mm-hmm.
lessons, but I feel like I kind of got beat up in 2025 and not in a bad way, but in a learning way. And so as the end of the year came for me, I kind of reflected on that. And Isaac and I sat and talked about like our business goals with each other. of like kind of where we want to go. What did we learn from last year? What can we do differently for this year? Where do we want to grow and where do we want to kind of cut our losses? So we have a plan there, which is totally different from this here. But
Mm-hmm.
knowing, knowing that I have the growth, I'm looking for growth there, but I also didn't complete all of my goals last year
Mm-hmm.
because of taking this stuff on. Like I was saying to Jussie before we started here, there's still only 24 hours in a day, and I have a full-time job on top of doing this business stuff. And so something has to give when there's just not enough time in the day, something has to give. And what gave for me was workouts. And that kind of sucks because while I'm not as like addicted as Justy is to like the gym and stuff, that was some me time. Like when I look back at years prior, I remember like I would drop Chelsea off at school and then I would see what class was like immediately after that because I would
Mm-hmm.
offer to take her, like Isaac would take her on the days when he was like off or home or whatever. And then I would like try to figure out how can I take her to school and then go right to a class. And
Yeah.
I don't have that anymore. And that kind of structure of like there's a class at 8:30. So if I drop her off at 8, I can make it to the 8 o'clock class. If there's no time like that, you and I both know
Right. We won't
we
do it.
right. So it's harder. So now I have to get myself to a place where I'm not going to the gym because I was donating to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Because when right now it's fine. Right now in the winter is fine because I don't have as much going on. But when it starts getting closer to summer, I'm not going to be able to do it. And I know I'm not going to be able to do it
Mm-hmm.
consistently enough worth paying for it. But I do have weights here. I do have booty bands here. I do have mats. I have a riser. I have everything here and I
You have
bought it
my
all.
Lynn Mills login.
I do. I just got her login because I'm
Uh-huh.
like, why pay for it when she's got it? So
Mm-hmm.
that Justy and I, sharing is caring. We share like that. But um enough with the excuses. So I actually asked her I've been thinking about it, but I had to kind of get myself, I sound like every other cliche motherfucker coming down the street, but I had to get my mind into it. And here I am. I'm like, how dumb do I look the beginning of January? I'm like, oh, back to the gym, right? But life has dealt a lot in the last 6 months, even we'll say. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like you do have to be mentally where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, it's coming. I know let me get through this vacation that we have. But on vacation, we were active anyway. I mean, we were, doing some hikes and whatnot and tent camping and setting up and breaking down. So we were fairly active. I actually left for vacation 166.2. And when I came home and weighed myself, 166.2 to the point two. I was like,
That's funny. Mm-hmm.
okay, all right. And Isaac's like, I gained 3 pounds. I'm like, that's what you get. Um, so yeah, anyway, I got off track there, but it was I kind of lost myself in that and I had to figure out how to get it back. So Justy gives me her login info last night. Sure as hell, I thought I was gonna do a workout. I got sick. Like I felt pukey sick. I had to lay down and take a nap. And so that didn't work out for me. So then today I was like, okay, I have the login info. I got into it. I know I'm good to go. I kind of peeked through to see what was there, what's new, what's old, whatever. So then today when I went to go do it, I can't find any because we moved over the last year. I can't find any of the Amazon Fire Sticks for the TV either of the TVs downstairs. So I'm like, all my workout equipment's downstairs. I'm like, well, I can bring the stuff up here. So I started thinking through it. I'm like, wait, I have a tablet. So I'm like, let me get the tablet, charge the tablet because it's dead, of course. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna charge. And meanwhile, I'm dressed in my workout clothes. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna charge the tablet. So I'm like, okay, in about an hour, I should have enough charge that I can do it. Then my boss puts a meeting on my calendar. I mean, that's my job, so I gotta do what I gotta do, right? Puts a
Mm-hmm.
meeting on my calendar for right at the time that I was like, this is when I'm gonna go work out. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna allow these things to get in my head. I'm not gonna start off a goal this way. So I took a charger downstairs and I just plugged that bitch into the wall, set it up, and I was like, here we go. And I
Yeah.
literally had it was a 45-minute workout, and I had exactly 45 minutes. I was actually 2 minutes late to my call with him. But he's cool, so it didn't bother him. But I was like, I'm getting this workout in and I'm doing it completely, no excuses. So I did it. So I started off today
Good.
with what my first goal is going to be. Very long-winded story of telling that, but That's just because I know people can relate to it. Where Justy has her routine down with it. If you don't, it's really hard to get that routine back because you know when you've lost the routine before how hard it is to get back to it. So you're
Hmm.
not alone if you don't have that routine. And it
And
is a
for
fight to get back to it.
for
And
me,
so
I know for me, I am locked in on my routine, and when I know that I'm starting to like make more excuses, like it's getting harder to get out of bed and harder, I just remind myself it's going to be way harder to restart if I don't just keep going.
right,
So now that you've started, you know what I mean?
right,
Just like then it's like,
right.
okay, listen, I don't want to restart again. Let me just make this a habit and this is what I do. And when
Yep.
the kids moved in back in June, I was like, I will be here. I will help you with this boy, whatever you need. Are not getting in the way of my gym. That's it. I go at 6:30 in the morning. Don't ask me to do anything until 8:30. That is my,
Mhm.
that is my
Right.
my guy my
Yeah.
boundary. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I am sore. I'm sore now, and I know I'm going to be even more sore tomorrow.
It feels so
And that's what
good.
happens because my muscles just aren't used to it anymore. But there was a point in time when it didn't affect me and I could
Mhm.
add weights on and I was like a little sore, but no big deal. This is going to
Mhm.
be a big deal tomorrow. And I already know it. So I'm like,
Yeah,
shit.
water.
Right. But you know what? Because how many times have I let it go and then had to start again that I already know what to expect come tomorrow? I have two sets of steps. All of them are going to be difficult. So,
So for your
but that,
goal for
so my,
2026 is
is to get back into a routine and not knowing that life is going to get hectic when the summer gets here. I want to just have a routine of doing 15 minutes of something a day.
mhm,
15 minutes of something. Today I did a 45-minute body pump. Tomorrow, even though maybe I'm too sore to do a body pump, I can go for a walk. I can walk
mhm.
the steps here. We've done it before so many times in the past where we would just do workouts in the house where maybe I'm just running up laps or up and down the steps or whatever, or go out to the neighborhood, laps around the block, whatever I have to do. I can do 15 minutes of something. There is no, even on my busiest day, there's no way that I can't do 15 minutes of
And that's
something.
your minimum. So if you
My
do a
minimum,
45-minute body pump, cool, but your minimum
right?
is 15 minutes.
My minimum is 15 because I spend 15 minutes scrolling Instagram. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I
Hmm.
could be sitting here and just with some dumbbell if I want to, and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no way that I don't have 15 minutes. So,
Right. Hmm.
I just don't want to, I don't want that all or nothing mindset of I have to go to the gym for an hour or I have to go to the gym, period, because I don't. I don't
Hmm.
have to go. Knowing that that is what stopped me because I couldn't go to the gym and it was almost like I was being a brat because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I just didn't do anything. Like, okay, that
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Like, that's stupid. So I just didn't do anything. And then when I was doing the workout today, I'm like, this is fucking great. Like, I didn't
Feels
even have to
great.
leave the house.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I see. I won't push myself, and for me, the gym is more of a social thing. Because I have my
mhm.
6:30 a.m. crew, and I teach a class at 6 on Mondays and one at noon on blah blah blah. Um, and then so my physical goal is not getting into routine because I have that locked down. Which I also had said on Instagram, my main goal for the first time in years that I could ever remember has nothing to do with my weight. So that's fantastic. And
Mm.
we'll get to that later. But my physical goal, since we're talking about it, is I just want to do a pull up by the end of the year. And I know that's weird, but I've been told my whole life, that I'm too big of a woman to do a pull up or women don't, can't do pull ups or whatever. And I'm like, surely I can do one by the end of the year. I can already pull 150 pounds like on a cable, pull. So another 50 pounds isn't gonna, I think I can do that. So that is my physical goal. And then I was telling Steph, I started wearing my Apple Watch again because with Lucas being here, I didn't don't do the pickleball at night. I didn't play softball this year, and I probably won't unless he might want to go with me and stuff. But at night, I have been just kind of retreating to my room to get some quiet time because I don't have quiet time, and so I haven't been active throughout the day like I normally am. It's like I get home, I get my pants off, I retreat to my room. So my Apple Watch will at least make me do my rings. So if I know at, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night, if I haven't done it, let me go for a quick walk real quick. Let me, do some jumping jacks in my bedroom or something just to kind of complete my day, I think, is where my mindset is on that.
And when she was telling me about that, I was like, and it sounds so dumb when after she said it and I thought about it. I also, well, mine's not Apple, I'm a Samsung girl, but
Mm,
I haven't been paying, I've paid zero attention to my steps. I couldn't even tell you, occasionally I'll be like, damn, I crushed my step goal today. I couldn't even
mhm.
tell you most days if I've hit it or not. And I think that I just need to, it's almost like a back to basics year for me to just
Mhm.
like reset on things like that. So I think I'd need to pay attention to that number and just really try to be aggressive on getting those in because I can walk around the house to get the
Yeah.
steps in. You know what I mean? I don't even
And you
I
can
don't
set your watch. Like mine reminds me of it every hour. Like I had a lot of meetings yesterday, and I was like, "Did you stand up today? You need to stand up this hour. You need to stand up," because I have it
yeah.
set to 12 hours of standing every day, at least for a
Hmm.
minute every hour. So yeah, I mean, you can kind of make it be a bugaboo. And what I'm not gonna do though, so this Apple Watch is from 2017. But because my main goal of this year is a budget, I'm not going to go buy a brand new one. I don't, it works.
Right. And it looks new still, like it looks like it's in good shape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just doesn't hold charge. Like it's at 10% right now and it's only, 6 o'clock, but I also get up at 5 a.m. So there's that.
Right.
Um, so yeah, so that's my physical goal is I want to be able to do a pull up by the end of the year. So the way that I'm getting there is 3 times a week I'm adding on the assisted pull up machine. And I started at like basically no weight and I've moved up about 40 pounds already. And so every time once I get 10 at that weight, pretty easy, then I'll move it up 10 pounds and then get to 10 and then I'll move it up 10 pounds. So hopefully by the end of the year I'll be able to do one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you will.
I think so too.
That's
I
my
couldn't do
prediction.
push-ups last year and I can do 10 on my toes now. I
Yeah.
can do 10 whole push-ups on my toes.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I know
great.
that to some people that's like, yeah, whatever. For me, that's fantastic.
Right.
I got
No,
I got
same.
these.
And I was when I was doing the push-ups in body pump today, I'm like, damn, here I am back on my knees because I got to a point where I could do them a few of them from my
On
toes and
your
then I
toes.
would go to my knees or I
Hmm.
would like lengthen my body out more. Now I'm
Yeah.
more like I'm back to like kind of a tabletop almost. I'm like, son of a bitch. So it's
Hmm.
almost like you said, it's like, God, you have to start over at square one just to get your muscles conditioned to it again. So
And I really suffered with that when I had my both of my surgeries, being out of the gym for 3 months. Once I was able to get back into the gym, I just appreciate it so much because I hated it so much not being able
mhm,
to and just the progress that I lost. I'm like, I'm not, it's not even worth it. Let me just get up.
right,
Let me just get
right.
up and do this. It's only an hour of my life. It's not going to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, my physical part is finding the balance, and my kind of hard and fast is going to be the minimum of 15 minutes. And part of that will be being more mindful of my steps, and really trying to incorporate actual workouts, not just meeting the minimum every day. Like if I have the time, I need to dedicate the time. But even on my busiest days, I just want to
Hmm.
acknowledge that I did my 15 minutes. Unless like last night I really had every intention, but when I tell you like I didn't even eat dinner. I put dinner on the table for everybody else and I went upstairs, put PJs on and laid down at 6:30 p.m. That's not me.
That's not you.
So
That's me.
no, there was something definitely wrong. I don't know what it was, but I think I'm adjusting from coming back from like vacation and it was like at one point on in the vehicle it said -33. That's Celsius because we were in Canada. But still, whatever the math works out to that's still negative something in Fahrenheit. It was fucking cold. It was really, really cold. So, just adjusting to vacation and cold and travel and we drove a lot
Holidays and
because
all of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
all of that. Like my body's just like needs that to like get back to normal. So I think part of it was just like my body was telling me I needed a break last night, and I got it.
Good.
But then today
Good.
I was back to it. So
So we got our physical goal down. My main goal, my biggest focus goal, because my other ones are pretty, I feel like easy for me to do. But my main one is finances. So I've never done a budget before in my life. Like I said on Instagram, I was too poor for a very, very long time. We have $26 for 2 weeks of food, poor, right? Um, let's pretend we're camping because we got our electricity turned off. Poor girl right here, raising my two babies by myself. But as I started making money, I've always been mindful, right? I've never been outside of my budget really. I've always been mindful. I feel like I've done a good job financially, but I don't budget and I just spend money and I just go on vacations and I book trips and I go to concerts and I go to TJ Maxx a couple times a week. And I just don't need all of that, right? Just because the jeans fit me doesn't mean I need to buy them. So I've put together a $0 budget, putting in all my income and then all my expenses, and then adding different groups for like Lucas and Justy Adventures, right? We do an adventure every week. So I put $100 for that each week and, little stuff. And then I'm going to take this first quarter to adjust. But literally by the end of the year, I should save quite a bit of money, and being able to invest that money in order I want to generate wealth because I have no bills, I have no mortgage, I have no credit card, I have no car payment, I have nothing, right, other than my living
Right.
expenses. So I'm in a really good place for a 49-year-old woman with the salary that I have as well. So I need to show that some respect and build some wealth off of that. So.
Yeah, because and the truth is like and honestly, because from losing a job before, you always
Yeah.
find another one.
Yeah. Hmm.
But the reality is like what happened like if you lose it, like
Hmm.
you want to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
worked hard to get to where you are, but if you're
Mhm.
not cautious to some extent, then it could, you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. So,
Yeah. And I've done, I just really want to retire early. I want to be able to be done and sell, we want to kind of get out of this business in the next few years. And I have enough money in my bank to where I could live a year without working. But again, I also don't own a home anymore. So that's, I do pay rent. So I don't have a mortgage, but I pay rent. So I would like to get to a place where I have a house that I've paid cash for and then still have, a year, multiple years worth of savings to be able to live off of and start building it that way. But I'm not going to do it if I keep spending stupid shit. You know what I mean? Not
mhm.
because now it can be like, okay, Justy, you only have, and this might sound ridiculous to some people, but you only have like $400 for your clothing budget this month, right? To me, that's not a lot. And so, when I go to buy something, I can look at this. It's an app, and it's fantastic, and I can be like, oh, I already spent 200. I can justify it because I only have so much. Um,
Right.
and for me, that's going to be difficult. But I can do it. But I said I'm going to give that my first quarter to just kind of adjust and find out where my spending I want it to be because I'm still going to enjoy my fucking life. Like the girls
Right.
getting her
So
nails
yours
done.
is balance. You're trying to find the balance there
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because it is a balance because you tomorrow's not promised. So if you're
Right.
like hoarding all your money away, what
Right.
the hell good
No.
does that do you right now?
Right.
And then but then also at the same time, if you're like blowing it all right now, what happens when you need it later?
Right.
So it's
Right.
finding that balance between like I deserve this and no bitch, you
and
don't need this
and
right now.
and in my mind it's always been like, well, I have all the steps that I should have with, I could lose my job tomorrow and live a year, and that's really good because I'll find a job in a month, right? But at the end of the day, I want to retire early, so it's not even about right now or even the next 12 months. It's like, okay, can I retire at like 55, right? Or 60?
Right.
I don't want to be still doing this shit when I'm 75.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
also want to get my facials and my nails done. and but being more mindful about it. For me, it's like, oh, I want to go see Dolly Parton. Let's buy $2,000 tickets. Cool, right? I want to go to, see Alabama. There's $200 a ticket. I want to go over here. There's, another $200. Here's another $400. Let me go to Dollywood. That's $1,000 trip with hotel and everything. It's like, I don't need to do all of it. I need to have some
Right.
parameters.
Right.
So
Yeah,
That's
so
fine.
you're finding your balance there. I'm finding
Mhm.
my balance with the with my workouts and what life is going to deal for me this year, which I'm excited for this year, honestly. I feel like it's been a while since I've truly been like excited about a year,
Mhm.
but I am this year. And I think because I'm going to dial back and get into like kind of my next goal, but so that's like my physical goal, right? Was the getting back into a routine with workouts, but with this business, because I've always, and here's the thing, you're the same way. This is all we've ever done, right?
Mhm.
Is restaurants and whatnot. But I don't think I ever thought it truly possible to have like to do something like this for myself. And when I look at my entire like weight loss journey, if you would have told me back in 2020 that I would own a meal prep business right now, I would probably like think like you're full of shit. But I
Mhm.
do. And it's
Mhm.
growing. And there's people like we get requests for stuff all the time, whether it just be like a catering thing or whatever. We get new requests all the time, and we have a lot of really good possibilities for growth on like burners kind of everywhere, and it's very exciting.
Mhm.
So without being too aggressive, my next goal is a business goal, and this is where the balance comes in, because while I want to grow that, I don't want to lose sight of my health, because ultimately that's what got me here in the first place, was losing the weight, was understanding macros and proper portioning and proper weight, like ways to flip dishes and make how where we used to do flip this dish, right?
Yeah.
All
Mhm.
those when I look back at all those little things, all of that prepared me to make this food for other people. And then to
Mhm.
teach Isaac how to make this food for other people and get him to understand it, because we do this together. And so we have the kitchen now that we work out of. It's almost like all of these little things just led to this moment where this could explode at any minute. And I'm
Mhm.
super excited for it. But with it could also just it maybe won't explode. Maybe it's just like ho hum. But my goal is to double our sales this year. And I
Mhm.
think that we can do that. I truly think that we can at least double it. I have a feeling it's going to be way more than that, but I think where we're at right now, where we're starting this year out and the goals that we talked about, we think we can double it. So we're looking to double we've already doubled from the year prior, but the year prior only had like 3 months that we were doing it, and we've already
Mhm.
doubled what we were doing then. So I think this year we can double again. So my goal, my kind of business goal that I'm tying into all of this, because that is what my life is right now, is to double the sales for the business. And I think that we can. And that's where the balance comes in. I want to be able to do that while I still balance with maintaining this healthy lifestyle. So we both take Zepbound. I'm exactly where I need to be with it. It is doing its job for me. I own a whole meal prep company, so I have the right food here to eat.
Mhm.
I can be protein forward. I can make sure I'm getting my protein and my veggies and my fiber and all that. And so I just need to keep that balance. So as the business is growing, keep eating correctly, keep doing my workouts and keeping that balance. So that's
Mhm.
really it. That's it for my goals. I don't want to add anything else on, because I know that my plate is full with that. So normally we have like 4 different things that we do.
Mhm.
That's it for me. That is it, is to grow
Nice.
the business and not lose sight of
And
what
balance.
got me
Grow
started
the
in the first
business and
place.
not yourself.
Invest, not my ass.
Grow the
Grow the
business,
business,
but
shrink my
not my
ass.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's it for
I
me. That I have two goals, and that is it. That's all that's on my plate, because I
and
know when I do too many, I can't do it. I just can't.
Well, and I have a couple more goals, but I feel like they're easy because one is kind of just keeping from last year. I wanted to be within 10 pounds of my weight. I was 211 at the beginning of last year. I was 198 this morning. So I've done that. I also gained 8 pounds of muscle over the last 12 months, which I think is great. So I just want to
That's
stay within,
awesome.
I want to
Yeah.
stay within 10 pounds of where I'm at now. So obviously I'd like to go like 10 pounds less, but if that means not growing muscle, I don't want to do it. So
Right.
so that is just continuing the Zepbound, continuing. I use Clean Eats a lot. Continuing that. not letting this new, again, another one, new relationship to like get me off track, but he's very on board. You know, he made me dinner the other day, use turkey meat, use protein pasta, you know, that sort of stuff. So that's nice. But just staying within that 10 pounds is my other goal. It's that I'm going to check on that quarterly, right? I'm going to do my body scans every couple of months, so that'll help me with that. But I wanted to put it into my goals so it is mind forward in my mindset. And then my other one, I did counseling last year, and she basically at the end of the year was like, "Hey, do you think you still need to see me?" And I'm like, "Well, I guess not." But I feel like I do. And because some of the stuff that I discovered, actually more so the stuff that I discovered when I went to that trauma retreat, has really helped my mindset with this adventure that I'm in right now with this gentleman. So I learned a lot, and I just was like, I need to dig into that more with somebody. And I could actually just book a call once a month with Holly, who does these retreats. She lives here in Charlotte. She's great. I love her. It's Hope with Holly. But that also isn't covered by my insurance. So it's like
That doesn't fit
finding,
your budget.
yeah, and it's that's not, how do I would fit that in my budget with my insurance? I think I could get, it's $25, right? So it's either 150 or 25. It's worth it, right? But if I can get something out of it, the counselor that I had was like 27 years old or something. So I think I need somebody a little more age appropriate. I definitely want a female. So I'm going to look and try to find that, try to find the right person who's not just going to pull up a framework on a computer and walk me through it. Like I can research that shit myself, like,
Right.
yeah. So I'm going to do that. So those are my goals. My first one is finances, doing a monthly budget. My second one is doing a pull up and using my Apple Watch to have my overall, even though I go to the gym every day, I still need to have an active day. And
Mhm.
then maintaining my weight within 10 pounds, and then continuing and finding a counselor that I really, really connect with, I think.
Yeah, and maintaining my weight as well. I may as well throw that in there because that's the reason I do what I do is to just maintain. I'm right where I want to be. Excuse me, and I want to be able to maintain that. I do think while I'm not going to add it to my goals, I feel like I should find because my gym that I was going to does the body scans,
Mm.
but I think I need to find a place that I can just pay to do it, and I should
You could
probably do it
probably go
now
on
while I'm getting
Groupon.
started. Hmm.
You could probably go on Groupon and find, because I was looking into the DEXA scan, which is a much more in depth than the InBody scan, but I get the InBody scan free at my gym. But the DEXA scan, they say to do it like every 6 months, and I found a Groupon for like $75.
Okay.
And it's normally like 150. So you can find some deals sometimes for that. But I think like the InBody scan, there are some places you can go, and I think it's like anywhere from 20 to $35 is kind of an average cost for that.
Okay, yeah, I should find some place because that's the true measure, right?
Or you can
Is
come to Charlotte every couple months and we can go do it at my gym.
okay. I'll just do that.
Yeah. Look at this
So
muscle.
yeah, that's that. What's
Anyway,
that?
I said, look at my muscle. Anyway,
Oh,
I got
yeah.
I got sidetracked.
Sidetracked you. Squirrel. But yeah, so that is also, a goal. I guess technically that's a goal is to maintain my weight. So maintaining my weight, doubling the sales of our business by the end of the year, and sticking with a minimum of 15 minutes, but obviously more when I can. And it felt good today. I was like proud of myself when I did it
Mm-hmm.
because it's been so long, aside from the
Mm-hmm.
occasional workout. Because my husband, he's like he's running right now. He's more active. And so when he would do like an at-home workout, a lot of times I'm like, have fun with that. But then occasionally I'll be like, okay, I'll do it too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, there's no reason why I can't. I just got
Yeah.
out of the routine. And so I just need to get myself back into it because I know I feel better when I do it.
Yeah.
All the things that
And
we preach to people, just do it.
we're not getting any younger. We're going to be 50 this year, and Lord help us, but we're going to be 50 this year. And with taking the Zepbound, and you've lost more weight on it than I have. I've only lost like, 10 pounds, but I've gained a lot of muscle, but I've been
Right.
very, very, um, I've worked hard at that. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to waste away. I didn't want to lose muscle, and so I think for you adding that in, that 15 minutes a day will do so much. It's not like you
Right.
don't have to go to the gym like I do every day for an hour and take, this cardio strength and this and that and all this stuff. I do it because I really love it. But the 15 minutes a day will at least help you maintain muscle tone.
Right.
And that helps you burn fat. That helps protect our bones as they get older. That helps with everything. Doing some stretching helps with our flexibility. So you got to, figure out a way to work it in. But you don't have to do, you know, the gym like I
I
do.
don't have to be balls to the wall, right?
No,
And
you don't.
I'm going to so Coach Walter's retreat coming up. It's in like 3 weeks. And my main purpose of being there is because I'm personal chef for the retreat. This year is different. I will have three women in the kitchen, three or four and women in the kitchen with me per meal period to learn and help me prep. And
Mhm.
that's going to allow me to be an active participant. So I'll be doing all the workouts. So
Nice. That'll
I'm
be
gonna
a
get my butt
good,
kicked there too.
yeah.
So it's kind of like that'll also
Mm.
kind of kick me in the gear. But it's such like doing stuff like that is a win-win for me because I absolutely love teaching people. As you know, I teach classes in Berry Nation and I
Yeah.
just love to teach people how to cook. And ever since, 2020, when having my surgery and losing weight and everything, it's not even just about cooking anymore. It's about cooking and being healthy with it.
Mhm.
Mindful. I prefer to call it because healthy's everybody's got a different version of healthy, but to be mindful and just how to like make little switches and tweak things and when we take it for granted because we know what we're doing.
Mhm.
But when
But
I
so
am
many people
telling
don't.
people, right, when
Yeah.
I'm telling other people and they're just like, wait, can you explain that again? Or they're taking notes or they're like, you see the light bulb go off and it's like, holy shit, like I take for granted that I just know this stuff and not
Mhm.
everybody does. So
Yeah.
when I'm able to teach that and they get excited about it, like that makes me feel great. So it's a little bit selfish because I like the way I feel about it, but I also know I just taught somebody how to be healthier and it's exciting.
It's the same way with me. Like I do a TRX extreme class, and it's mostly women. It's a 12 o'clock class, mostly women in there, but there's a couple of women that I'm just like, huh, I just didn't think that, doing a TRX bicep curl is something that someone needs help with, right? It is this movement that is all you're doing, but it's like I have to teach them, keep your elbows up, let your body go back, don't bend your back. Like I love doing that stuff, so it's kind of the
Right.
same thing. I just assumed everybody knows how to pick up a weight and do it, like do a bicep curl, but with the TRX, as
Right.
hard as that. But you really do have to. Some people just don't get it, and you
Right.
really have to explain it to them how they can receive it. And for me, that's fun, and the weightlifting and that sort of thing. But for you, it's cooking, so it's the same.
And some people truly don't know how to cook, which is where the business comes into play. If you don't know how to
Uh-huh.
cook, come and see me and
And
I'll
the
just
thing
give it to
is,
you.
some people just like, for me, I know how to cook. But I don't have time with, because my important is going to the gym, is my grandson, is my, I have 5 bakeries. I just don't have time when I come home, or with a desire to cook when I get home, or to do
Hmm.
meal prep on Sundays like I used to. I order Clean Eats. I get 10 meals a day or a week. That gives me, lunch and dinner for 5 days. I make my breakfast, and then, a couple nights a week we'll do whatever, right? Because I'll go on a date or I'll whatever. So there's a lot of people like me too who's just, I don't want to do it.
Right.
I just
Right.
don't
Yeah.
want to. Yeah. So
Yep.
that's a good thing for
Yeah.
you.
It is a good thing for me. So it's
Mhm.
going to help me reach my goal. I need more Justies in the world. If I live closer to you, you could be buying from me. You know what I'm
Right. I would. You should just move back to Charlotte for that.
saying? Okay. Yeah,
I've
sure.
given you like 4 reasons to move back to Charlotte in the last hour that we've been talking.
Meanwhile, all my customers live here, but
Yeah, but there's more here. I could get you all the customers in the world. I've got lots. um,
So yeah, I mean that's simple, short and sweet for me just because I don't want to overdo it because it already is they're aggressive. They're aggressive in my opinion because I know from years past of when I have less going on in life, it's really easy to knock your goals out of the park. But when you have more going on, it's almost like you're doggy paddling to try to like fight for it. And I don't
You
want to add
know,
too much.
it's interesting because I had a little bit of a hard time coming up with goals. Two of them are just continuation of last year, and the other two are newer. And the pull up, I mean, that's not like something that is, this, I don't know, it's not a huge goal, but for me it is. And because I feel like I had a great year last year. I loved 2025. From my health, being done with surgeries finally, having that behind me. I'm in a great routine. I feel good. I feel I look how I want to look. Um, my business is going well, work is going well. I have amazing friends. Like, I have such a fantastic life. If you would have told me that 5 years ago, so I'm so appreciative. So there's not much I want to change.
Right.
I would like to have a romantic relationship work out, but I'm pretty good year without that.
Mm.
um,
Look, Sancho's like, you got me.
right, right.
What else
So,
do you need?
but other than that, I mean, and that's not like a make or break my happiness thing, right?
Right.
Like that
Right.
would be a nice addition to my life, but man, there's not a lot I want to change. So that's a great feeling.
Yeah.
Because, years ago it was like, oh, I'm poor, I'm fat, I'm addicted, I'm in an abusive relationship. You name it, I've gone through it, and I've, we've come so far, and I'm really proud of us. So I think our 50s are going to be fucking fantastic.
And let me tell you something, and this was never a goal necessarily. I haven't had a drink in over a year.
Yeah.
It was never a goal. I don't even know that it's a goal right now, but I do know that I don't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't plan to have another drink.
Yeah, and I don't drink. I
I
mean,
would never say never, but
I'll have a glass of wine or a beer here and there, but I'm not a drinker, and I used to be.
yeah.
We
And
both used
yes,
to
and I
be.
used to be too, but it's
Mhm.
just almost like I feel good. I don't feel like I need it. I don't feel
Mhm.
like I want it. And what I do know is part of us building the business, it can get in the way. It can
Yeah.
cloud your judgment. I can't work a full-time job and be a full-time business owner and will wake up hungover. I just can't
Right.
do it. I
Right.
can't do any of that. And Isaac, same thing. He's just like, I feel like we both just feel better. And for both of us to be able to do it together, I think it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
know. I
I
don't
agree.
ever think I thought that I would be like, it was like, oh yeah, dry January. And here I am like the next January and I'm still in the same boat. So it's kind of
Hmm.
like, you know what?
And that's a really important thing to me as well. And it's not that I don't drink, but I don't surround myself with drinkers, right?
Right.
Like, most of my friends are in health. I met them at the gym. The gentleman I'm dating, he doesn't drink at all. Um, it's like, when I have dated somebody that's a drinker, I find myself drinking. And that that's not serving my purpose. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
and I think it's more valuable when you have a connection with somebody, without alcohol.
Yeah.
That's a deeper connection, right? Because alcohol
Yeah.
will like get you going.
Yeah.
um, and so,
And the funny
yeah,
thing is, like, what the only time I've ever really, I would like look and I'd be like, damn, that margarita does look good though. And I'm like, but if that's it for me, it's like the taste of it. I'm like, oh, that
yeah.
looks like that's probably delicious.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
make a mocktail.
Yeah, we have, there's what is it? Guinness has a good zero Guinness or whatever.
Okay.
So I'll have one of those sometimes. And then, where did we go? We went somewhere and we just got mocktails. And the thing is, he's like, drink all you want. I don't care. He's just like,
Right.
I don't do it. But it's like,
Right.
well, I don't really need to either, but I wanted the
Right.
taste. It was like a pomegranate something or other that was on their mocktail list. And so many places have mocktail lists now because,
Right.
the newer generation coming up, they're into the gummies and the mushrooms and shit. They're not doing
Well,
the
and that's just
alcohol.
it. Like, I would rather just have a gummy
Uh-huh.
for 20 calories and call it a day. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
We actually
Right.
got these drinks. They look like a truly like the same sort of can like that, but
Huh?
they're non-alcohol and they have like THC in them.
Uh-huh.
And they taste pretty good and it was 20 calories and I was like,
Yeah. We
I
had a
would rather
mahjong.
that.
We had a mahjong party the other day, and this lady brought these things from that she got from Target, and it's not even THC. It's just like an herbal. I forget what it was called, but it came in a 4 pack, and there was like a cucumber one, and it just gave you a little warm, fuzzy feeling without the alcohol, without the
Yeah,
calories, without the hangover. But you just got a little rosy in the cheeks and a little,
right.
and it's
Yeah,
all natural. And I'm like, so I would rather do, something like that if any,
same.
yeah. But
Yep.
we used to need alcohol and need food. For me, I needed it to like get through my life, you
Feel
know.
accepted to like,
Yeah,
yeah,
we were in the
exactly.
restaurant business. Everybody is as an addict of some sort.
Right.
And we it was just a very easy thing to fall into with food addiction and alcohol. And I don't think we were alcoholics by any means, but we were drinkers,
Right.
um, and definitely food addicts. So, and
Yeah, my
when I,
addiction's food. It's never alcohol.
yeah.
I'd like, having a good time, but I didn't
Uh-huh.
never had to.
And my alcohol would turn into wanting a whole pizza and a strange man, and that combination just doesn't serve my purpose at 49. It's fun when you're in your
Right.
20s, but
Right.
it's not so pretty at my age. So listen,
Right.
there's some girls out there still doing that shit though. No judgment, but
Right.
um
We're not
so
judging, but we're slightly judging,
right,
we'll
we're not
say.
judging, but we're judging. So yeah, so that's our goals.
Yeah,
And I don't think we know what's next.
we don't know what's next.
Yeah.
We do not. No, we probably need to
We'll come up with something. I think
brainstorm to
I
see
think
where
I'm
we're
gonna
at.
I'm gonna put some time together. Oh, another thing I wanted to do is I want to be a little I'm present every day on Instagram obviously, but I want to do just a little more meaningful stuff. Like it's like here's my workout, check, type of stuff,
Right.
but I'd
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
do some more meaningful stuff
Same.
because
I need to get more involved as well. I'm just so I have my thing is posting something daily business wise. Isaac and
uh-huh.
I tag team that. And so
Hmm.
um while I'm doing that, I should also I think part of it is just like I wasn't doing anything with
Yeah.
myself. So it's kind of like, what the hell am I going to say on here? And then I
Hmm.
almost posted my workout today and I was like, well, that's lame. Your first workout back. And you're like, oh, look at me. Everybody working out. So I didn't. But,
Shit,
maybe
like
I'll
be
get,
proud of yourself. That's what we do. We celebrate it,
we do. We do.
and we're just real people going through real shit in real life, and everybody, we all have the same struggles, and just sharing and giving support, I think, is really important. So as I
Yeah.
get further away from the weight loss and further and further into maintenance, I feel like I can still help people who are at the beginning, right? And like, okay, if I had to do this shit over again, what would I do?
Right.
Type of stuff. But anyway, so we'll figure that out.
Yeah. And we'll put some topics together um for things to talk about. I think we probably both have some things on our mind. And so we'll get back more now that it's not because when the summer we probably need to stockpile. When summer comes, it's hard to find me.
Yeah, yeah,
So
for sure. So, but anyway, that's our goals. Our goal was to get the goals done. So
yeah,
we're check.
here we are.
And we will check in on quarterly on those.
Yeah,
All
sounds
right.
good.
All right. Have a good
All
night.
right. Bye.
Bye.